This very brief demonstration shows how the CNG Books program from Cabinet NG links your CNG Safe document management software to your QuickBooks accounting system. First, a quick review of CNG Safe. CNG Safe is a complete, standalone document management software product, and it operates on the principle of electronic cabinets, which you can see listed on the left. Within those cabinets you have folders, and within those folders you have documents. When you open a folder, you'll see a list of documents, and as you change folders, you'll see documents associated with that folder. In this case, each folder represents a vendor. You can further drill down by selecting a tab. In this case, I picked the Bills tab, and I'll see just bills for that vendor. So CNG Safe is the repository where your documents are filed, whether they're scanned images, Word documents, emails, etc. So let's take a look at CNG Books. CNG Books is a software program that allows you to tie to multiple QuickBooks company files, and in one screen actually scan, view images, enter transactions, and file the documents into CNG Safe. So we can either scan or we can open a pre-existing scanned file. In this case, let's open a file that's already been scanned. I have here a stack of invoices, and it's a TIFF file with 9 pages, as you can see. I'll open that file. Now I see thumbnails on the left, and I see the image in the preview screen. If I want to enter bills, I would select QuickBooks Entry and do Bill Entry. Now I have a enter bill form on the right side of my screen and the image in the center of my screen. So the first thing I would do is I key in the vendor, DA. It recognizes from a list of vendors from that QuickBooks company file. Go ahead and hit enter. And I have pre-fill turned on, so when I hit enter, it's going to actually pre-fill that transaction from the last time I did a transaction for Daigle Lighting. If I want to, I can change the amount. I can change the invoice number. You can see that the green items button is turned green, so I can know that in that last transaction for that vendor I actually had items. I can go in and change those. I can delete the items. In this case, let's delete this line item and update the file. And now you can see it changes my amount back to 0. So the line items and expenses entry fields actually automatically populate the amount field. Let's enter the correct amount here, $482. And let's enter the invoice number from the image here, 120412. And let's click on Add Bill and File. The first thing I'm going to get is a message that pops up and says you already have a bill for that vendor in QuickBooks. Since I've used this sample invoice before, it already has that transaction. So this keeps you from duplicate entering invoice numbers. In this case, we'll go ahead and click Yes. And I get a confirmation message that the transaction was entered into QuickBooks, and a second message that tells me that the image was filed in CNG Safe. And then that thumbnail comes out of my stack and it takes me to the next document, in this case East Bayshore Auto Mall. So I select that vendor, I click on the enter key, and when I hit enter, it's going to automatically pre-fill. Notice this time we don't have items, so I would just go ahead and add bill and file. And that's the way you would go ahead and enter bills. We can also enter payments from customers, credit card receipts, purchase orders. You can enter miscellaneous documents and attach those to vendors or customers. You can also scan documents that have already been entered into QuickBooks and attach those image files to existing transactions in QuickBooks. So now let's take a look at how you can look those documents up very easily from within QuickBooks. So I'm going to change over to QuickBooks, and let's go take a look at a couple of those invoices that we've just entered. Let's take a look at the East Bayshore Auto Mall. This is an invoice that we just entered, and I could go into CNG Safe, I could go to their folder, I could go to the Bills tab, and I could look up that invoice document. Or I can click on File, come down to the CNG Doc Finder in the QuickBooks File menu, and click on Transaction Document. And CNG Safe is going to have that document filed, and CNG Books is going to link that, and it's going to present that document to the user. So now I can see that East Bayshore Auto Mall invoice. I can close that. I can go through and look up different invoices that have been filed. And if I come to this one, again, File, CNG Doc Finder, I want to view that invoice for Sloan Roofing, and that document is going to come up on screen. Close that. Another feature of the CNG Doc Finder is that I can do, instead of just seeing that particular invoice, if I wanted to, I can also do View Document List. And View Document List is going to go and present me with a list of all the documents in Sloan Roofing's folder. And the way that works is it'll actually show me that list along with the tabs. You can see these are all of Sloan Roofing's documents. And from here I can open one of those documents and take a look at it, or I can just hide that screen and go back to working in my QuickBooks. So the CNG Books program is a program that allows you to do QuickBooks entry and scan and file documents, and it also speeds up retrieval of documents. And it is part of the CNG Safe overall complete standalone document management software.